Squash season means squash seeds. If you're like me, every winter you are making a bunch of stuff with winter squashes, and you don't want to throw these seeds away because there's a lot you can do with them. So let's do that. What I've got here is the seeds collected from one delicata squash and a couple of carnival squashes. So I'm going to roast them up and take you along while I do it. So the great thing about toasted squash seeds is that you can literally spice them in any way that you want. I'm going to share the way that I like to do it, but you can make them sweet, you can make them savory, you can make them Asian, Indian, European, any ethnicity you like. Let me show you how I do it. What you will definitely need is some olive oil. So get some olive oil. I'm going to use paprika, this Justice herb blend, which is garlic, onion, and pepper, and some salt. Now, I'm not going to be using much in the way of measurements because, how are you going to measure how many seeds are in a particular squash? I don't know how many squashes you've seeded. Might be one, might be three like I did. So a lot of this is so this is more of a method than a recipe. While you're doing all of this, set your oven to 375 and let it preheat. Now, I'm gonna put in some olive oil. You want enough olive oil that you're gonna be able to coat all of the seeds because that's how your spices are going to stick to them. Add the paprika. Adding the Justice. This is one of those methods where it's all very much to taste. If you like something that is lightly salted, use less salt. If you like salt, use a lot of salt. I just decided that I also want them to be extra garlicky, so I'm added some more garlic powder. Because you know what? This is your method, your seeds. You can do that if you want to. And take something, give them a good stir if you want. Make sure that doesn't show. Make sure that you've got olive oil all over, and your herbs all over everything. That's the point of all that. And I think I need some more spices. Add some more paprika. Generous with the paprika. Seriously, this is like my secret sauce my secret herb for all my seeds that I toast. Okay. All right. There we go. And I'm seeing little bits of the spices on everything. I'm going to add more salt at the end. So don't need a lot of salt right now. Now, next step. So we get a tray. Nice flat baking tray. I like to use a silicone pad. You can also use parchment paper, or you can just put it on there. There's going to be enough olive oil that nothing's going to stick. Make sure you scrape all that lovely olive oil and herb and spice mixture out. You don't want to waste anything. And spread it out. A nice thin layer. You want to avoid overcrowding. Yeah, this is not, rocket surgery here. Just spread them out. You want to make sure that everything is going to get toasted by the time you're done. Spread them out as evenly as you can. Your tray should look something like this. When your oven gets up to 375 degrees, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, take those seeds and pop them on in. Set timer for about 10 minutes. While you're waiting, get out a drying rack and cover it with paper towels, or if you like, you can use a thin towel of your own, whatever you got and feel like using. The reason that we want to have a wire rack for the seeds to dry on is both to have the towels to absorb some of the excess oil, Also, because letting them dry with as much air circulation around as possible will let them be nice and crispy. When 10 minutes is up, you've got your nice sizzling seeds here. You want to come in and stir them around a bit. Again, don't obsess over this, but you want to get them kind of flipped over if you can. Get them moved around so that they'll cook evenly. And then smooth them back out. After you've got them all nice and smooth, pop them back in for another 15 minutes. Do check on your seeds periodically because at about 10 minutes, you want to see if they're getting too toasted. I think that these guys can go a little bit longer, so I'm going to let them go for the remaining 5 minutes. But use your own judgment. When you're done, pull them on out of the oven. And if you hear them start to pop, by the way, and split, that means they're definitely done. You might hear some popping here because that's what started happening. That's why I pulled them out about a minute short of 15. So the right amount of time is 20 to 25 minutes, but it depends on the size of the seed and your oven and lots of other things. So once you get them out, being very careful of the extremely, extremely hot stuff you're working with. This, by the way, is why I like having a silicone sheet. Just put your seeds on your paper towel and then spread them out to cool. This is a good time to add more salt if you like your roasted seeds to be more on the savory salty, which I do. So, because when they're all warm like this, the salt will stick to them quite nicely. Once they are cool, you can enjoy them. Assuming any family members that happen to be lurking don't steal them all and eat them, because that will happen. Because right now my house smells amazing. As soon as they are cool enough to touch, these are going to start disappearing. All right, they're cool enough to touch. Salty, garlicky, yummy. Exactly what I wanted in a snack food. And since I made it myself, I know exactly what kind of ingredients and salt and oils are used. So way better for you than potato chips. Also, more protein than potato chips because, you know, they're seeds. Now, what do you want to do with these? You can eat them as a snack, just like I did. You can sprinkle them on salad. You can use them as garnish. You can add them to other things. You could also take these toasted seeds, put them in your food processor, and make seed butter just like you would nut butter. There's a lot you can do with these squash seeds. Don't let them go to waste because they are amazing. After they are completely cool, you can store any remaining seeds in a container, preferably airtight, and then you don't have to refrigerate them at all. These guys are shelf stable. Enjoy! If you decide to make roasted squash seeds, let me know if you decide to go with my spice blend or if you have your own spice blend. I want to know. I'm curious. This has been another episode of Make Men Grow with Diana. If you enjoy this content and you got value from it, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It really helps out the channel. Anyway, see you on the flip side. Bye now.